Shout out to Dave. We were just talking about you. I just brought your name up. We're going to do it again. Shout out to Dave. He's got to check out another new artist to me. Oh, it looks like this is an artist that could probably definitely use some. Steve, I got you. I got you, Steve. This looks like this artist could definitely use some supporters, if that makes any sense. So you should, if you definitely like this song, make sure you go check it out, because Dave normally gives us some pretty good stuff. You know what I mean? You never know which way he's going to send us a little bit, but it's always kind of a little bit in the same sphere, and it's normally all pretty damn good. So in Dave, we definitely trust. So he's got to check it out. NORMORIA, probably killed that, probably butchered that. Song's called Divided Colors. Looks like it's got a couple features in here as well. So let's go check it out. That one guitar is like super fire. Okay, so dark. Let's see. I gotta check out some of what they got here in the description here. I gotta find out some more information now. Let's see, because I want to make sure I heard these lyrics right. Some people in the melted pot don't want melting. There is no winning due to xenophobic disease. They think you're not deserving of their American dream. Colors without power, even when born here. Just look to your left, look to your right. We are human beings. We all bleed red. Just look to your left, look to your right. Inside, we're all the same. They just don't care. Interesting. Interesting. We were kind of just having this little bit of this conversation. Not really, but we were just talking about a group of people that I would say fit into this conversation a little bit. This is definitely one of those things where it's pushing me into that conversation of like political talk. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I think the lyrics speak for itself in this one. Especially, I'm gonna just read it again. When it says, they think you're not deserving of their American dream. Colors without power, even when born here. We talk a lot about on the channel about how I think that one of the things that is the thing that frustrates me the most about today's society is that we're still in the same position of fighting tribalism. The fact that like we've existed on this planet for so long, and we can point to so many countries, and we can have so many conversations about racial divide. And the divide of, I don't understand, so it's wrong. I was just talking about last night about how much I missed being around people that didn't look like me. And people that thought differently than me. And people who had different backgrounds than I did. Because like every friend that I've had that I have stayed the closest to has all been someone that looks nothing like me. Had no experience that was even similar to mine. You know what I mean? We all have some things that we can relate to and stuff like that, but like, you know, just the walks and the upbringings and all those kinds of things were so much different. And those people have like taught me so much about the world. Just because it just opens your eyes a little bit to see that no matter how much you think that you know about anything, you really don't know the half of it, I think, in so many cases. And I feel like we're in a position again where we're again looking for reasons to click up and be a part of something that is only causing more division versus togetherness in a lot of ways. And if there's one thing I'm always going to die on the hill of is to put the guns down and to try to look at your enemy and try to understand their perspective a little bit so we can try to find some sort of compromise in the middle where we can both learn from each other. But it's difficult when we're always just standing on the side of just throwing rocks at the other team. You know what I mean? We never want to try to even meet them in the middle and understand why they may even maybe feel that way. Not saying that it's still going to change your opinion or change your mind, but it might give you some perspective, I think, sometimes. You know, they made the reference in here about the melting pot of nations, which is what I heard my entire life about this country. Is what was one of the things that made us great, was the fact that, you know, people from anywhere could come here and have an opportunity. And now we're trying to, again, when we kind of always have been, we've always tried to gatekeep that opportunity. You know, I was having this conversation with somebody recently about, like, you know, just the idea of, like, we don't have any more right to something than the Native Americans do in our country because we stole it from them. Like, at what point do we just turn our eye away from the fact that, like, our land and our property belong to somebody else before us? And we try to, like, kind of just, like, brush that kind of aside. And we forget about that. Land of the free. All right, let's keep going.
Too many people fighting to take away your rights, thinking they don't judge you, they kill you for your skin. I won't take our nation without an equal dream. It's time to stand up and fight for your equality. Just look to your right and look to your left. We are human beings. We all bleed red. Just look to your right and look to your left. Inside we're the same. They just don't care. Because you are yellow. Because you are red. Because you are brown. Because you are black. Because you are yellow. Because you are red. Because you are brown. Because you are black.
All right, what did she say this time? I gotta make sure I'm hearing this stuff right, fam. Because you are yellow, because you are red, because you are brown, because you are black. That's what I thought she said. That's what I thought she said. I just wanted to make sure. I'm gonna still let him cook though.
People, enough is enough! We need to eradicate this bullshit called supremacy! The time is now!
Okay, I'm just stopping here just to say, love homie's haircut here. We need to bring back emo cuts. That's all I'm saying.
Because you are you! Because you are red! Because you are blue! Because you are black! Because you are you! Because you are red! Because you are brown! Because you are black!
Okay. People, enough is enough. We need to eradicate this bullshit called supremacy. That part just made me chuckle. I liked it. It's all just very like straightforward. You know what I mean? She like they go through the different colors, if you will, to talk about the equality. You know, they even made the reference in there about it's time to stand up for equality. You know, it blows my mind that it's even a political opinion to say this, because I don't consider this a political opinion, but people will make it that. The fact that diversity, equity, and inclusion, just that idea, or to say DEI, has become a thing to either like support or deny, is crazy to me. It's really crazy to me. Again, like I said, it's 2025, and I'm in a position where I've been on this planet for so long, you know, not as long as everybody else, and that is maybe longer than some of the people listening, right? But I've been around long enough to see just how much the cycle just repeats itself, and we just go like this in a forward momentum motion where we just kind of go like this. And by the time that you get old enough to really have perspective, and by the time that you have seen this so many times, you're to the point where everybody who's like so much younger than you just doesn't want to listen to what you have to say unless you're, I don't know, running for president. Then all of a sudden we want to listen to the old people. It really doesn't make any sense to me. The only old people that we listen to in this world are all the ones that hold office positions. Have you ever noticed how there's like not old people running your companies? Some of them, if they are, they probably own it. You know, it's probably some college-age kid who's only got 5 years of work experience. It's probably your vice president. It ain't some guy who actually worked for that in that industry for 30, 40 years and worked their way up to it, because that's not how it works. But now I'm on a side note, side mission. Back to the DEI thing. It blows my mind, the fact that we are still in a position where we still just can't recognize the fact that people that look different than us and have different backgrounds and different skin colors, whatever, that we can't understand that we are no better than anybody else just because of who we might be or what color of skin we might have. Doesn't mean that we should have any more opportunity than anybody else does. That is the point of DEI, is to try to make sure that everybody has an equal say and an equal chance at something. It's a push against the idea of supremacy. And if you're against the idea of DEI, then it kind of puts you in a position where you're kind of for the idea of giving somebody somewhere supremacy. Not necessarily for your race, but somebody somewhere somehow is going to get the supremacy. That's one of the things that I think that we really have to think about, is if we can give it to one group of people, what happens when another group of people takes that? Just like the Native Americans we talked about earlier, right? A group came in and took what they wanted. So when there's a certain number of people that decide that no longer we want this group of people to have that power, they're going to come and take it. So the idea is, why does anybody have to have that? That's the evils of the world, ladies and gentlemen. Greed and power and all those kinds of things will push you to make you believe and do things that you probably would never do. And I think it's just important to try to recognize that stuff. Because as somebody once said, and as Spider-Man made it popular, with great power comes great responsibility. And sometimes people don't know what to do with that power. And a lot of times people abuse it. I think now and any other time in the history of the world is always the time to stand up for equality for everybody. Because again, at the end of the day, when we talk about this kinds of stuff, I promise you, are in the same fucking boat that the rest of us are in, no matter what you look like, no matter what you think of, no matter what you self-identify as, no matter if you think that, there's only two genders, no matter what the hell you think, we are all in the same boat, because we ain't the ones making the decisions, and they're all making those decisions for the rest of us. And you ain't in on the joke, fam. You are not there with them. You're not there. You're not riding nobody's coattails to a better tomorrow. I promise you that. Because I'll sit here and wait for you to get there. And you won't show up. Because you're in the same boat that we are, and we're going the same spots. So, I can't believe I talked this much about this one, but Dave, you get a gold star for the day, because, man, I talked for quite a bit on this one. So I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to say thank you for the request. Be kind to a stranger. Tell somebody that you love them. And if you haven't joined the Foxtrot family, there's always room for you.